And guys, it's insane. Oh my gosh, like we've been waiting for such a long time. Beliebers and Mendes Army, the time has finally come. This is a collab we've been waiting for years, guys. I'm sorry, like I just lost my train of thought because I keep thinking about the song and it's awesome. Like it's amazing. Yep. The two Canadian heartthrobs finally released Monster, which is the second single from Mendes' upcoming album, Wonder, and it's everything we've always dreamed a collab from these two Canadian hotties would totally be, guys. I'm Kaylana Lari, and this is Celebrity Obsession. Have you guys listened to this song? Like, what are your initial thoughts to it?
It's kind of like poppy, but kind of R&B in a way. I feel like it's just very like, you know, kind of vibey. Yeah. It's not like, it's not very... like I feel like a typical Justin Bieber or typical Shawn Mendes song. It's kind of not slow paced, but it's just very like I love it.
The way I best describe songs like that, I know exactly what you're talking about. I say this is a song I would love to listen to either A, you know, driving in the rain on the freeway, or B, just driving at night, you know, just seeing all the lights. Just this is a song I just vibe with.
It's a vibe. You're like looking outside the window in the car and you're like,
no, most definitely. It's like black and white. It's just like...
This song is definitely a vibe. I love it. It's sexy. I think it's really, really cool to see two huge male pop stars together collaborating. We don't usually see that. Yeah. I mean, that's what I was really excited about this, like more than anything, is to see Shawn Mendes and Justin Bieber on a track together. Like that's huge. You see it a lot with the females, or you see male-female, but to see two guys together is like, yes! I'm so excited.
So like, again, I keep reiterating this, but fans have been waiting for like 6 years.
Yes.
Once Justin blew up and once Shawn blew up, they were just like the heartthrobs. Like everyone wanted a collab from, you know, these two. And looking back, I can kind of imagine how a song with them when they were younger would sound. It'd be more bubblegum pop, you know.
Right.
They weren't really on the same wavelength when it came to their music, but I feel like now they're both in a place where their music can kind of go hand in hand, like it you know, like they work together now. You know?
Like they both evolved as artists, and now their sounds have changed, and now to come together and have this like different kind of like vibey, sexy song is so fun.
Yeah.
But I think it's also great too that the guys, like, they came up together not at the same time, but similar stories, super young, through the internet, like blowing up, you know, so they could kind of relate to one another.
Most definitely,
in this music world, you know,
exactly.
being successful.
And even, you know, Shawn blowing up, Justin was already a huge like megastar. Everyone knew Justin was, and Justin was on this radio show like, who's Shawn Mendes? And it's like, you're like both Canadians, like you're both singers, you both have so much in common, you both blew up on the internet. It's just, that response was so funny. It's still so funny.
Yeah, he said that like years ago, right?
Right, yeah, and it's just, his reaction was genuine. He genuinely had no idea who Shawn was, but it's just his face. Like, he's just like crunching on his ice or something, like, who's Shawn Mendes?
Yeah, but like, did you not know, like, Justin, did you not know who Shawn Mendes was? Or come on.
Stitches? I think it was Stitches, was everywhere.
I still love that song.
You cannot go anywhere without hearing Stitches. It was on the radio, it was in the mall, it was in the coffee shops, it was absolutely everywhere. So the fact that he didn't know who Shawn was, I believe it, but do I believe it?
Yeah, it's like half and half. But I mean, even in that interview, you see him kind of like, you know, chomping on the ice, and he kind of looks, he's looking past cameras at, you know, somebody, and I think someone's kind of like, maybe telling him not to say that, because, you know, you're like, you should know, like, don't be doing this right now, don't be digging yourself a hole right now. But obviously, they're, you know, they know each other now, and they've given us this like masterpiece. So
yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm so happy
about it.
Yeah, and they have a lot to relate to one another. Last night they did a live stream, right, which was amazing to see the two, you know, talking to one another about their collab that just came out and sharing with the fans, you know, the whole thought process behind the song. And Shawn said he started writing the song, you know, in regards to stardom and, you know, getting backlash and just like all the things that come with, you know, Hollywood and releasing something and putting yourself out there. And, you know, Justin agreed with him and, you know, jumped on the bandwagon with that idea for the song, because Justin went through a lot of like tough times too. When you get thrown into the spotlight so young, it's hard. I mean, it's amazing. It's a dream come true, but it's just like everyone's in your face, lights, camera, action. It's intense. And this song like shares with all of us their demons a little bit, like what they've dealt with and like how people think they're monsters when they're pushing away paparazzi or when they're saying, hey, back out of my life, like stop judging me. But at the same time, as fans, we're like, we want to know everything that's going on. We support you. We love your music. But we all have to remember at the end of the day, they're people. You know what I mean? So just to like hear this like real message in this song is so cool, I think.
Yeah, and I think another really cool point to that as well, I think one of the first lines of the song is, you put me on a pedestal or something like that.
Right.
Something about a pedestal. And, you know, I was going to talk about, you know, the fans as well, where it's like fans, again, you know, put their favorite celebrity, artist, influencer, whoever on that pedestal. They put them under such, you know, a microscope, and they just believe that their fave can do no wrong in their eyes.
Right.
And then the second they like, I don't want to say like slip up, but just the second something comes out from their past or just something comes up with them, fans are so disappointed. They act like it's the end of the world, you know, and I think it's interesting because I'm a fan of a lot of people, but I think it's just also trying to remember that they're human as well.
They're
you know
human as
what I
well.
mean? Like we all have stuff from our past that, you know, I probably said something in middle school, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want people to judge my character now as a 23-year-old on what I did when I was like, how old are you when you're in middle school? Like
12?
10? 12?
Yeah,
12.
between those ages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I just think it's like,
It sucks.
yeah.
It really does suck. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I have a different take on it now since I'm older and I like understand it. But when I was younger, I was such a fan of Justin Bieber. I can think of like, you know, other people, and you think of them as like a god, or you think of them as they have to be perfect. Like they don't have the same feelings I do in a sense. Like they are just this perfect person. And so now that I obviously understand that they are just people like you and I, and like weirdos like me, and you know, whatever, like they have to get up, brush their hair, brush their
Yeah,
teeth
they
in
do
the
the same
morning.
stuff we do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They
So-
just happen to be doing it all on camera in front of millions and millions of people.
But it's like, that's so much pressure. And it's like, again, like going back to fans, I feel like they're just constantly like, I would have done this, you should have done this, that. And it's like, it's easier said than done. It's easy for you to say something like that and then like not actually have to deal with it because you're not under that microscope. You don't have millions and millions and millions of people watching you.
Right.
So it's just a lot of pressure. So I definitely do feel with them on that aspect.
Yeah, and Justin touched during the live stream last night, he touched on all that and how difficult it was growing up in the spotlight and under the microscope. And Shawn, you know, agreed with him because they both at a very young age blew up. And it's just a really cool song to show real raw emotion from two mega pop stars that can, you know, sometimes we can agree that most of their songs are just about love and romance and stuff like that. This is like deeper, and it's really, really cool to see that. And Shawn Mendes even said that this is his favorite track on his new album that's coming out December 4th called Wonder. And he said this song with Justin Bieber is his favorite song on the entire album. So
yeah, I totally love that. I love just hearing, again, like Shawn, I just love hearing that different side of him because, you know, he's usually guitar in hand, singing a love song, probably about Camilla. You know what I mean? But it's so cool to just see this different side of him. Like Wonder was a completely different side of Shawn Mendes that I've never heard before, and I'm obsessed with that song. It's literally like stuck in my head right now. And Monster as well. Like it's so real, and I feel like even if you can't relate on the aspect of just having millions of people watching you, you can relate to the sense of like feeling pressured, you know, just as a
being
person.
bullied.
Yeah.
Like, and even on like Instagram, if you get like one mean comment, that can ruin your day.
Yeah.
Versus like having the entire world, you know, look at you,
Watching you.
Yeah.
judge
Your
you.
hair's
Like
ugly.
every single thing. It's just like, that's just so sad. And I really appreciate that Justin and Shawn are being vulnerable because I think fans need to see that side. I think fans need to understand the stuff that they go through.
Yeah, and
their feelings.
They wrapped up the live stream last night, just overall, you know, saying that perfection isn't real. And I think everybody out there, I think that's a great message for everybody out there, whether you're famous, whether you're not. it's not real. We live in a world with like a lot of filters and a lot of this and a lot of that, but it's like to hear these two people that have been so successful in life just say to everybody like it's okay to struggle too, like perfection isn't real. It's just so awesome. You know, what'd you guys think of the video?
It's comforting. Okay, look, I know I'm like a huge proprietor on like simpler or simple is better. Simpler. Yeah, I just loved it. Again, like it's such a raw, genuine song. Like it's coming from a real place. And I feel like just simple music videos work so perfectly with that. And I absolutely loved it.
I loved it too.
I loved the meeting of them just like walking up on the stage and like, you know, just the cameras panning around them. I just loved it.
It was beautiful. Yeah, it was shot beautifully, and I like the simple aspect of it too. We're seeing a lot more of that now, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I mean, these two Canadian boys, oh boy, like, what would we do with I don't know what I would do without them. Like, they have given us some major bops. But this particular song is, you know, filled with so many amazing people. Like, so many talented singers and musicians had a lot of, like, influence in the writing and co-writing in this track, like Daniel Caesar, Frank Dukes, and Mustafa the Poet. Like, they are listed as co-collaborators, which is so cool that all these other masterminds and all these other, you know, really influential people have made their mark on
Canadians.
All Canadians
as well.
They all are.
Go Canada!
Yeah.
All of them are? That's amazing! Wow, very cool for these Canadian boys.
Yeah, proud of them.
And also, additionally, the pair announced during the live stream that they're gonna be, you know, performing the song on the AMAs, which is so exciting. Again, you know, quarantine, you can't really do, you know, large performances in-house, like on the studio stage with an audience there. So I'm kind of excited to see what they're gonna do, how they're gonna kind of go about, you know, recreating the song, I guess.
Yeah, well, in regards to that, the People's Choice Awards, like Justin Bieber performed.
Yes.
And it was very, because, you know, the song Lonely and Holy, they're also very, like, raw and real. So I think, if anything, it kind of works in the favor in regards to the song, because you can't do like a whole huge production with a song that's so real, so authentic. I feel like you really need to strip all of that and just, you know, sing and be yourself and do what you're good at and just show that authentic talent. So I think it's going to work, you know, in favor for them. And I think I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the performance to you guys, because like when we hear that these collaborations happen and then we get the songs and then we get the music video, I always look forward to like when the next live performance is going to be, if they're ever going to perform live together, because it's like whether they recorded in the studio together or not, we weren't a part of that as fans. So then to see them like hit the stage and actually perform together, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
so that's this Sunday, right?
I believe so, actually. You know, they're the gift that just keeps on giving, you know what I mean? Like, it's Christmas time. They said, guys, we got you. We got you early.
We got you covered.
Going back to the music video, the video actually starts with Shawn walking in a forest, then making his way up to a stage, I said before. Justin joins him on stage, and during the second verse, they stand back to back, and the camera just pans around them. And again, it's such a beautiful shot, and I love it. Kind of made me dizzy a little bit, but I loved it. Nonetheless, I loved it. And then also, there's like lightning as the camera's like panning, like towards the end of the video. Like,
at the end.
Like the last time they sing the chorus, like lightning starts, and I think correct me if I'm wrong. Like I might eat my words with this. I think Justin was like kind of like singing the song, but like praying a little bit. I don't know, but I just loved it. He was feeling it. Yeah.
I love it. I'm so happy for these two boys, two Canadian boys coming together. We never really see it. Again, we never really see two male pop stars crushing it. And just goes to show you that's a good move, because I mean the video was like 8 million views already. It came out like 12 hours ago, so
yeah, everyone's talking about
good
it.
Move.
We're talking about it. We're fangirling, so we love it.
Most definitely. Shawn and Justin's long-awaited collab did not disappoint, and we can't wait to see, you know, everything Shawn's got going on with this new era in Wonder. Who are you guys obsessed with? Follow us at Hollywire for more of your celebrity obsessions.